Deep inside the forest exists an unknown black virus that directly attacks human DNA, transforming people into deadly creatures humanity has never been able to defeat. This adventurous story begins with Adam, a highly respected biologist who specializes in the science of plants and fungi and has received numerous awards for his work. However, the research assignment he receives this time is unusually strange. Adam travels with his wife and his one-year-old child to a small village located beside a vast forest that the government plans to destroy. The official order is clear: all the trees will be cut down to make way for modern development projects. The problem begins when the villagers strongly oppose the plan, firmly believing that cutting the forest will bring something terrible upon them. What that danger is remains unknown for now, but this is exactly why Adam is called in, to research the forest and uncover the truth behind the villagers' fears. Without delay, Adam arrives in the area with his family. The village is small, but the forest stretches endlessly in every direction. He quickly rents a house for his family and heads into the forest with his equipment, accompanied by his dog, which constantly alerts him to changes around them. As Adam moves deeper inside, he notices several trees marked with signs, clearly indicating they are scheduled for destruction. He begins collecting samples from anything that seems suspicious. Suddenly, Adam realizes his dog is behaving strangely, barking aggressively and running ahead. Adam follows, trying to understand what has caught its attention, and soon discovers an abandoned house hidden within the forest. Something about the place feels deeply unsettling, as his dog would never react this way without reason. Carefully, Adam enters the house and finds nothing but darkness and emptiness, until he notices the corpse of a deer lying to one side. The body appears extremely old and already decaying, yet the wounds on it look fresh, raising a disturbing question: how could it decompose so quickly? As Adam moves the carcass, he sees a thick, sticky black substance oozing from the deer's mouth. He has never seen anything like it before, so he collects a small sample, planning to study it properly back at home. At first, he assumes it might be some kind of fungus, but the real truth will reveal itself soon. The scene then shifts to Adam's house, where his wife Lisa is putting their child to sleep and doing household chores when a local villager named Cole arrives with his son. Cole urgently warns Lisa that they should leave this place, explaining that he had already tried to warn Adam before they came and insisting that the area is not safe, especially with a small child involved. He shares several concerns, but Lisa tells him that these decisions are Adam's responsibility, not hers. Unable to convince her, Cole leaves with his son, and the reason behind his warning remains a mystery. However, sometime later, when Adam returns home after finishing his research, Lisa tells him everything about how a man named Cole had come to warn her. Cole had clearly told her that they should take their child and leave the area immediately. Adam responds by saying that Cole simply does not want him to continue his research and believes there is something in the forest that makes people disappear. Adam has no faith in such claims and thinks Cole is deliberately trying to scare them. According to him, they should ignore these stories, finish their work, and leave. Lisa is eventually satisfied with Adam's explanation and returns to her household chores, while Adam closely examines the black substance he collected from the forest. When he places the substance under his microscope, he is completely stunned to see that it is actively destroying normal cells and DNA. It appears as if the black substance was deliberately engineered to kill other organisms, and even a tiny amount entering a human body could potentially be fatal. Adam realizes he has never encountered such a bizarre DNA structure before and begins to process what this could mean, but before he can think further, Lisa rushes in screaming, saying that something is dripping from the ceiling of their son's room and that it looks like black liquid. Shocked, Adam wonders if it could be the same substance and immediately runs to his son's room, checking the attic and searching everywhere, only to find nothing unusual. Once he is convinced there is no immediate danger, he comes back downstairs and tells Lisa to calm down and stop overthinking, as it will only cause unnecessary stress. In the very next moment, they hear their son crying. Lisa runs toward the room, only to realize the door has been locked from the inside. She bangs on it repeatedly, but no one responds. When Adam arrives, they break the door together and rush inside, where they find their son crying and the window shattered, making it clear that someone had entered the house and locked the door. The question of who could fit through such a small window and why they targeted their child feels deeply threatening to both Adam and Lisa. Alarmed, they go to the police station to file a complaint. At first, Adam suspects the villagers, assuming they want to stop anyone from researching their forest, but after thinking further, he directly accuses Cole, telling the police officer that Cole had recently come to his wife with threats, demanding they leave with their child. The police officer, who has lived in the area for many years, insists that this is impossible, explaining that Cole is a good man who recently lost his daughter after she disappeared in the forest and was never found. He then begins to share a story that many nearby villagers strongly believe in. According to them, the forest is home to some kind of creature or ancient being that captures children and humans and makes them disappear without a trace. Cole also believes that the same entity took his daughter, and he does not want anyone else to suffer the same fate, which is why he came to warn them and urge them to leave with their child. After explaining this, the police officer even visits their house and examines the entire scene. He concludes that some animal must have hit the window, claiming there is no evidence that any villager broke in or tried to harm their child. He explains everything so casually that it feels like he already knows more than he is admitting, and from his expression, it seems clear he is hiding a dark reality. Adam and Lisa return home, but Adam's mind remains restless, and he cannot shake the feeling that this incident was caused either by a human or something far more dangerous. While taking photographs of the scene outside, he suddenly hears a noise coming from behind the bushes, and his dog starts barking again. Adam flashes his camera and takes a photo, capturing something with large, unsettling eyes that looks nothing like a human. He freezes in shock, but when he looks again, the creature has vanished. His dog continues barking and rushes toward the storage room, and Adam follows, understanding that the dog is trying to show him something. He carefully searches the storage room, driven by curiosity, but as expected, he finds only a few vague clues and returns home empty-handed. The next day, Adam takes his son to a nearby village shop to buy materials to fix the broken window. When the shopkeeper hears what happened, he warns Adam that repairing the window alone will not solve the problem and insists that iron grills must be installed around it to keep them safe. Adam struggles to understand what truly exists in the forest that has terrified the villagers for so long. What troubles him even more is the fact that when he and Lisa first moved in, the windows had metal grills, but Lisa had them removed because they blocked the view, and Adam never thought much about it. With these thoughts lingering, he heads back with his son, and it is clear that their house sits deep in the middle of the forest. As Adam drives forward with his child in the car, the vehicle suddenly goes out of control and comes to a complete stop. He steps out to check the engine and discovers black substances spread across it, appearing to interfere with the car's ability to function properly. Already frustrated by these black substances, Adam goes to the trunk to grab tools and remove them, but suddenly the trunk lid slams shut on its own, trapping him inside. He is badly injured and loses consciousness, while his son continues crying helplessly inside the car, making it clear that something is actively working against them. Meanwhile, inside the house, Lisa is doing small household tasks when she suddenly finds the same black substance spread across several blankets in her son's room. As she moves them aside, she wonders what it could be and notices skeletons of animals and birds scattered nearby. At first, Lisa assumes this might be the work of a cat or dog, and as she reaches out to touch it, Cole suddenly arrives with his son and urgently warns her not to touch anything. He repeats his earlier warning, insisting that she take her family and leave immediately because the place is dangerous. Although Lisa and Adam had been unwilling to leave before, the strange and frightening events of the past few days have begun to scare her as well. She promises Cole that when her husband returns, she will talk to him and they will seriously decide to leave. As he departs, Cole leaves behind a strange book without explaining what it is and walks away with his son. Curious and uneasy, Lisa begins examining the book, trying to understand its purpose. Meanwhile, Adam is still trapped inside the car with his son crying continuously in the back seat. After some time, Adam regains consciousness and realizes he is completely stuck, unable to escape through the trunk. Desperate to save his child, he forces his way through by making an opening from the back seat, and after struggling for a while, he finally manages to get inside the car. Adam reaches his son, pulls him out, and starts running, sensing that something is nearby even though he cannot see it. With his family in immediate danger, he rushes straight home to Lisa, who is already terrified and tells him that Cole had come again, left a book, and warned her once more to leave the place. This time, Adam's mindset finally changes, and he decides they must leave. Suddenly, strange noises begin coming from outside, frightening them both. Adam quickly locks all the doors and windows, but in the next moment, the electricity goes out, and violent fluctuations disrupt all electronic devices. Adam becomes convinced that Cole is behind everything and starts shouting for him to leave. In panic, Adam even fires several shots with his gun to scare away whoever is outside, but the disturbing events only continue to escalate. That is when Adam's eyes fall on the book Cole left behind, and as he opens it, he finds detailed rituals and descriptions of a strange creature that emerges only at night, infects humans, and takes control of them. This means that everything Cole and the villagers had been saying was probably true. Without wasting any more time, Adam decides to leave immediately with his wife and child. Just then, they hear their dog barking strangely from another room, and the sound feels deeply unnatural. Concerned, Adam takes his family to check on the dog, only to discover that the same black substance is present in its mouth and its eyes have turned completely red, making it clear that the infection has taken hold. The black substance has finally infected the dog, and Adam has no idea what the final result of this infection will be. Despite this, he has no choice but to keep moving with his family. Adam's plan is to reach the car parked in the middle of the forest, fix it quickly, and escape as fast as possible. They reach the car, but it refuses to start. When Adam opens the hood, he sees that the black substance has spread even further, and if this continues, they will never get out. Desperate, Adam begins removing the substance with his bare hands while a terrified Lisa sits inside the car holding their child. Suddenly, Lisa notices several dark shadows slowly approaching from behind the vehicle. The dog starts barking aggressively at the shadows and even charges toward one of them, but moments later, a painful cry is heard, making it obvious that the dog has been killed. Overwhelmed with fear, Lisa turns the engine on, and the headlights light up, revealing the horrifying faces of the deadly creatures, leaving them completely terrified. Adam quickly cleans the engine, jumps back into the car, and Lisa drives at full speed. The car is moving so fast that even touching the brakes could cause it to flip, but they have no choice if they want to survive. After seeing the creatures with their own eyes, Adam and Lisa finally believe the villagers' warnings, realizing that Cole had not been telling them to leave without reason but was trying to protect them from these terrifying beings. Suddenly, as Lisa is driving, a young girl appears in front of the car. To save her, Lisa makes a sharp turn, causing the car to lose balance and crash into a ditch. Fortunately, neither of them is seriously injured. Grabbing their child, they manage to get out of the car and run toward a safer place. They find a secure spot where they can survive the night and quickly shut all the doors and windows. The terrifying sounds continue outside, making it clear that the creatures will not stop until they catch them. Adam sends Lisa upstairs with their son while he watches the creatures through a small opening in the door. Suddenly, one of the creatures uses a sharp object to stab Adam in the eye. He collapses to the floor in unbearable pain, his eye almost completely destroyed, yet even in that condition, he is determined to protect his wife and child at any cost. Gathering his courage, Adam searches for a way to protect his family from the creatures. By now, he has realized that these beings only emerge in darkness, so his priority is to keep his family safe until daylight. He takes them upstairs and immediately rushes to the generator room to restore the power. At this moment, it becomes clear that the injury to Adam's eye has caused him to become infected, as the same black substance is now slowly spreading through his body. He hides this truth from his wife and continues trying to turn the generator back on. Upstairs, Lisa, staying still with her son, suddenly notices a creature attempting to break through from beneath the floor, almost pushing its hand through. She quickly presses down, freezing her body and controlling her movements so the creature does not sense her presence. It seems as if the creature is about to attack, but in the very next moment, the generator comes back to life. Electricity floods the house, and the sudden light forces the creature to retreat immediately. Lisa checks her son to make sure he is safe and then tells Adam how the creatures can even attack from underground, making it critical that every door and window is completely sealed. Adam first wraps a bandage around his injured eye and begins sealing every possible entry point. For a moment, they believe the house is finally secure and that they will escape once morning arrives, no matter what. However, they have no idea that one creature has already made its way inside and is hiding in a wardrobe, where it grabs their child. When their baby starts crying, Adam and Lisa rush toward the sound, only to see the creature carrying their son into the attic. Lisa breaks down in tears as Adam immediately runs upstairs to rescue him. The attic is filled with darkness, allowing the creature to remain hidden. As soon as Adam climbs up, the creature attacks him with its sharp claws and knocks him down, causing the infection to spread even further through his body. From below, Lisa can clearly see the creature escaping with her child toward the outside, and she knows she cannot just stand there helplessly. That is why Lisa immediately runs outside to save her child. She chases after the creature as it drags her baby away, exhausted but refusing to give up. Soon, she sees her child floating on the surface of the water, and without thinking about her own safety, she jumps in and pulls him back into her arms. She rushes home and hands the baby to Adam, believing it is his responsibility to protect him. However, when Adam looks at the child, something feels wrong to him. He claims that the creatures have been playing with them and that their real child has been replaced by something else. Lisa sees nothing unusual and is certain that this is their son, but Adam insists he can prove the truth. He grabs a sharp nail and holds it in front of the child, repeatedly demanding that it reveal its true form or he will kill it. Lisa is confused and begs Adam to stop, but he pushes her aside and continues. Suddenly, the child's true face is revealed, a horrifying creature, But the shocking part is that only Adam can see it, likely because he has already been infected. Realizing what is happening, Lisa attacks her husband, stabbing him to knock him down, then grabs her baby and runs. At this point, the only person she knows in the village is Cole, so she rushes to his house seeking help. Lisa pounds on Cole's door with her child in her arms, and although he understands that she needs help, he points a gun at her instead of letting her inside. Cole knows that one of them could be infected, and if he lets her in, he might be infected too. Unwilling to take any risk, he orders Lisa to leave with her child, reminding her that this is exactly why he had warned them to leave earlier. Adam and Lisa had ignored his warnings, and now they are paying the price. Lisa begs desperately for her child's safety, but Cole's resolve does not break, forcing her to head back into the forest alone. The scene then shifts back to Adam, who is now fully succumbing to the infection as it spreads through his bloodstream, making it clear that he is transforming into one of the creatures. He suddenly begins hearing the sound of a crying child, and the noise pulls him forward as if something is compelling him to hunt humans. Drawn by the sound, Adam follows it and enters a massive cave deep within the forest. The cave turns out to be the hiding place of all the creatures, where they remain concealed during the daytime. As Adam steps inside, he sees not only the creatures but also a young girl among them. When he looks closely, he realizes she is none other than Cole's daughter, who had disappeared some time ago. A dark secret is revealed: the creatures had infected her as well, and she is slowly transforming into one of them. In her hands, she is holding Adam's real child, which means the baby Lisa has been carrying is part of the creature's deception. Adam demands his son back, but the infected girl refuses and even begins harming the child. Meanwhile, several creatures start closing in on Adam, preparing to attack. At that moment, Adam lights a torch and swings it toward them, and the light instantly forces the creatures to retreat, unable to harm him because of the brightness. It becomes clear that although Adam is infected, he still retains his human consciousness, allowing him to think about and protect his child. If he had fully transformed, he would not even be able to approach fire or hold a torch. Adam desperately tries everything to save his son, even challenging the creatures to take him instead and leave the child alone. Using the torch as his shield, he pushes forward to reach his baby. Meanwhile, deep in the forest, Lisa is shown running with the fake child in her arms. She hears noises in the bushes and realizes that multiple creatures are chasing her, with one getting dangerously close. Lisa uses the camera Adam had given her, turning on the flash to create bursts of light that keep the creature at bay. Every time it tries to come closer, she triggers the flash, forcing it to retreat. She continues fighting to protect her child, but unfortunately, while crossing a higher path, she slips and falls. She is injured, and worst of all, her camera's flash breaks, destroying her only defense against the creatures. Panicked and helpless, Lisa watches as the creatures continue to approach. Just as one of them leaps forward to attack her, Adam arrives at the scene, holding his real child in his arms. His entire body now looks as if he is on the verge of fully transforming into one of the creatures. Lisa could barely recognize Adam at that point, but Adam spoke clearly and told her that the child she was holding was not their real son. He explained that it was one of the creatures created to deceive them and that their real child was with him. Just as the creature standing nearby was about to attack Lisa, Adam lunged at it. Using every bit of strength he had left, he kept striking it until he finally killed it. By now, the infection inside Adam had reached its final stage, meaning that after this moment he would fully transform into one of those creatures. Knowing this, he begged his wife to take their real son and leave, telling her never to come back. Seeing everything he had done, Lisa realized how deeply Adam cared about her and their child, and despite his condition, she chose to trust him. She quickly placed the baby she was holding down and took her real child from Adam. She wanted to help him, but she had no idea how. More and more creatures began gathering, clearly preparing to attack together. Terrified and thinking of nothing but her child, Lisa ran away, leaving Adam behind. Several creatures chased her, but soon daylight began to break as morning arrived. As sunlight touched the creatures, they started to die, forcing many of them to flee back into the forest and hide in their caves. If this virus were to spread among ordinary citizens, the scale of the disaster would be unimaginable. Sadly, no one is aware of what's coming, and this is where our story ends.